Hey guys, it's Loves to Loom here. I'm really excited to be back and show you how to create my new bump back bracelet. This was my own original design. I think it's super cute. It is a rather thicker bracelet, but I just absolutely love it. So this is a growing design. It takes approximately like 200 bands depending on your wrist size, and the closure is quite seamless, so I like how it kind of just like keeps going for the most part. It doesn't really have a space, so you definitely want to take that into consideration when closing it. Make sure it fits your wrist size, because this actually came out a little small for me. But I love how it looks from the side. And then like if you stretch it, they all like kind of come apart, which I think is really cool too. So there you have it. I did make a little tiny piece here using regular bands because these were my silicone, which I think came out pretty cool. So that is how it looks with the regular bands. So without wasting your time any further, guys, let's go ahead and get started. To make this bracelet, we will be working with 5 pins. I'm going to use these 5 on the end. So just have your first 2 bar pins aligned, and then the top one you want it off-centered so that that middle pin is in the center, making a triangle on top. So it should look like that. You also are going to need 2 C-clips to close the bracelet, and then your hook. So we're going to be laying a total of 7 bands for each pattern, and I will explain for the first layer what bands go where, so that can help you choose your colors. So the first bands that I'm going to lay are going to go forward, like so. And these are going to be the bottom layer of our border. So on this one, the bottom white here, down here, that's what the gray is. And the next one that I'm going to lay are going to be the top white that's like surrounding this, so up here. So I'm going to use teal for that. And now we're going to basically lay that exact same shape again, except using different colors. So now we're going to lay the inner part of the bottom border, which I used purple on this one. I'm going to use my glow blue, I think it's called. Glow in the dark electric blue. And then whatever color you want on top, which is my orange. And I alternated green and gold on this one. I'm going to use navy blue. So it should look like that so far. And now lastly, we need to add cap bands onto these 2 pins here, which is what I used the purple on this one. So I'm just going to use white. You can use your hook or your fingers. It only has to be a regular cap band wrapped around that pin 2 times. So 1 on the right side and 1 on the left. Like so. So now we're going to go ahead and start the looping process. And since I laid my left band first, the blue one, I want to loop that one first. So I'm going to go inside this left pin, inside the cap band, grab that blue, and bring it back to itself. And we're going to do the same on the right side. Make sure you're only grabbing that top band, like so. And now we're going to come in and we're going to cross these, bringing them down. But we're not going to bring it back to itself. I'm going to bring this left one down to the right. And we're going to bring this right one down to the left. I usually, when I'm doing it off camera, I make this like this. But I don't want to confuse you guys, so it might be a little awkward for me. So that's what it should look like so far. Just push down this top one a little bit. So now we're going to go inside this top pin here, and we're going to loop the turquoise down to this pin here. So just grab the top one and loop it down. And do the same on the left one. Loop it down. And we're going to do that exact same thing again, but now going in these pins and bringing the gray down. Oops. Make sure you're getting inside all of the layers. Okay. And just bring it down. So that's what it should look like right now. So just push down these front bands so you don't lose anything, because now we're going to remove all the bands on these 3 pins. So you're just going to pop off your blue, pop off the right carefully, and then do the same with the left ones. So it's just going to kind of fall in the middle like so. And don't worry about what it looks like right now, because we can always fiddle with that at the end or later. So if you're using thick bands as it grows, it needs to squeeze down in between these 2 pins. You may need to really jam it in there, but trust me, it won't mess it up, because I really squished the heck out of this one and it came out fine. So that is what we're going to do. We're going to do that again. So I'm going to start with my first border color, which is gray. We're going to lay those 2 forward. And now I'm going to grab my turquoise or teal, whatever color this is. Bring those forward. Now we're going to add our second layer. So this one is my second border color. Well, the color that's inside the border. My top blue. And now we need to add our cap band, but first this is twisted, so I'm going to fix it. It's important that your bands are laying where they should be. Okay, so now we're going to add on our cap bands to these 2 pins again. Wrapping it around twice. And now before we start the looping process, we're going to come to these 2 front pins here, and we're going to bring up all 4 of the bottom bands. So make sure that you have your very top 2 out of the way so you don't accidentally grab those. And then all 4 of these are going to come up and over. So I usually turn my hook in so that I can grab them all and then lift it up and over. You can do it this way, but usually it's kind of hard to get all 4. And just carefully lift it over like so. And then just push that down. And it's okay if it's kind of flipping for now, because it'll fix itself as it grows. So now we can go ahead and start looping again. So we're going to go inside the left pin first, grabbing that top blue. Bring it back to itself. Do the same on the right side. Going back inside the white, grab the top band. We're going to cross it down to the right. Go inside this left one, grab the top band, and bring it down to the left. So you always want those crossing. And now we're going to loop going down. So we're going to go in the very top pin, push back the top layer, grabbing that turquoise, bringing it down. Do the same on the left side, like so. And now we're going to loop the gray. So go back in here and bring that one down. Like so. Push them down a bit, and now we need to release these 3 pins again. Just be careful, because you don't want the front 2 popping off. Okay, so just push that down out of the way, and now we can go ahead and add on our next layer. So starting with my gray again. And then my turquoise. So you're basically just adding, 2 layers, but one at a time. So do that layer, then come back around and do that same outline again with your other colors. Make sure you're not twisted like I am. Okay. And now we can add our cap bands on. Oops. And before we start looping, we need to bring up the bottom layers on the front again. So I'm just going to stick my hook in, grabbing all 4 and lifting them up and over. And doing the same on the right side. Make sure you're not getting those top 2, only the bottom 4. And now we can start looping again. So go into the left, grab your top and bring it forward back to itself. Same on the right side. Bring that forward. Now we're going to cross the electric blues. And now we'll go in and loop everything down back to itself. Like so. And now we can release our 3 pins. Like so. So now it's kind of in the way because it's getting blocked. So what you might want to do is make sure that's pushed down, and then you can pull up on that middle pin and kind of try to pull down your bracelet some. Push down your bracelet and then just like squish it with your pin. Just so it's down enough not to get in the way. And then we can add our next layer again. So I'm going to try to like turn it a little bit now that you've kind of got the idea what I'm doing. It's just a little easier for me to do it from the side. So lay my first layer. And now my second layer. Now my blue. And cap band. Don't forget to loop up the bottom 4 on the front pins. Just push it down. And now we can continue. Bring the top left forward. Same on the right side. Now we're going to cross our electric blue. And now we're going to bring everything from the top, we're going to loop back to itself going down. Like so. And we're going to go ahead and release again. Once you do it a couple times, it's really simple. The only thing that frustrates me is getting this thing pushed down out of the way. But other than that, it's really not bad. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it a few times just to make sure everyone has picked it up. looping up the bottom 4 before I get into any looping. And now I will loop. Whoops. I'm actually going to pull it through the bottom because it's really starting to grow. So if you grab a hold of it and give it a really hard pull, it will pop it down. And release. Alright, so that's what you do. Hopefully everyone has picked it up by now. If you have any problems, definitely watch the previous instructions. And then after I finish the length of my bracelet, I'll come back and show you how to close it up. I'll be right back. Alrighty guys, so I did finish up the length of my bracelet. So what we're going to do to close it up is basically first you want to make sure your loom looks like mine. You want it to be as if we're going to start another layer, but we're not going to. You'll be left with 4 bands on each pin. And that's actually where we're going to attach our C-clips to, which is very easy. So we're just going to pull out the 4 bands and attach your C-clip. And repeat on the left side, or the right side, excuse me. And now you can carefully pop those off of the loom. Just make sure you don't lose your bands in the process. You don't want those C-clips popping off. So now what we need to do, just want to straighten my C-clips real quick. So now what we need to do is come to the beginning of the bracelet, and you want it to be upside down like so. And we're going to be looking, so my border band is the gray and the electric blue. So we need to find the very first set of your border bands, which are right here, and we want to grab the inner 2 bands. So like for my left side, here are my inner two. So you're going to attach the left side to those two bands. And this is what, this closure, I do it like this to give it that kind of seamless effect. And now we're going to do the same to the right side. So come underneath here. Make sure you're getting the two inner bands. Locate your C-clip on the right side. Make sure it's facing the correct direction. And attach. Like so. So there you go. And then if you don't want it sticking up too high, you can always like grab the two sides where your cap bands are and kind of just like pull it to the left and the right, and it does like flatten it out some so it's not sticking up so high in the middle. I mean, that's definitely a preference you could do. And also if these don't look like they're even, because sometimes it may pull, like it may be like that, you just need to kind of pull on the other side a little bit just to make them even. I like the raised look, so I grab the entire top section and kind of pull up on it. But it's up to what you like. But I think it's a super cool bracelet. I just love the way it came out. Hopefully you guys like it as well. Please tag me at Loves to Loom if you do make this bracelet, because I really would love to see what you guys make, or you know, how it comes out. And don't forget to hit the like button below if you do like it. So I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you all at my next video. Thanks so much, guys. Bye.